Okay, so plants. So now we're on plants. They get nutrients from nitrogen, potassium, phosphorus, calcium, magnesium, and sulfur. Plants, there's monocots and dicots. Monocots have one cytilodon, dicots have two. Monocots have single seed leaves, dicots have two seed leaves. Monocots have randomly distributed veins, dicots they're arranged in a ring. Monocots have parallel veins on their leaves, while dicots it's net-like. Pretty sure that's just alright. Whatever. Monocots have flowers whose petals come in multiples of three, four, and then dicots have flowers whose petals come in multiples of four or five. The roots. Uh, Structure of roots are there's an epidermis outside the cortex, which is like the planemeschema slash epidermis outside the stele, which is the pericycle, phloem, and xylem. Um, the primary root is the or major root, and then there are secondary roots or branching roots. Tap roots. The primary root is still the main root. It's just the tap root. And fibrous is the primary root has disintegrated. Function is they absorb minerals and water. They anchor the plant. They store carbs and they produce hormones. Stems of roots. The structures are stems. So now we're not on roots, we're on stems. So the structure of stems are like monocot veins are random and dicot they're arranged in a ring. Herbaceous stems are green, soft, and short-lived. Woody stems are tough, hard, and durable. There's cork, and then there's the phylum, and then there's vascular candelabrum, sapwood, and heartwood. I asked somebody about that. The function is that they support the plant, they transport fluids throughout the plant, they store nutrients, and they produce new tissue. Leaves. The structure of leaves are like there's the cuticle, and then the upper epidermis, and then the palisade mesophyll, and the spongy mesophyll with air pockets, and the lower epidermis, then the cuticle, then the guard cells, and the phloem and xylem exist in mesophyll. Function: it performs photosynthesis, it exchanges gases, it protects floral and vegetative buds, they store food and they transport food. That was all for leaves. Flowers. So the structure of flowers are like the flower is called a pistil, the stigma, and then there's the style, ovary, and ovals are in the carpel. You need to look at the diagram for that. The stamen consists of pollen and on the anthers attached to a long filament. Petals and sepals hang off its sides. Um, the function is it's the reproductive center of the plant, and it produces haploid tissue for sexual reproduction. Stomata is the site of gas exchange. It's a site where much water can be lost. It's controlled by guard cells. If the water levels drop, the guard cells lose closed stomata, and guard cells keep stomata closed at night. Plant reproduction. The vector carries male parts to female parts through pollination. A fertilized egg is a zygote and develops as a seed. The embryo is inside the seed. The seed prevents water loss and gives embryo nutrients. The seed falls into the ground and begins germination process. Plant hormones, there's auxin, which grow apical and lateral meristems. They control gravitosperm and photosperm. And there's gibberellins, which stimulate cell division and elongate shoots. And there's cytokinins, which stimulate cell division and stimulate growth in leaf mesophyll. Then there's ethylene, is also a plant hormone. It controls the ripening of fruit, like more ethylene, more fruit, more ripe fruit. And then abstic acid inhibits plant growth and promotes the stoma closing. It also promotes the dormancy of seed and bud. Vascular tissues for plant, there's the phloem, which goes down to the roots, and the xylem, which goes up to the stem, up to stems. It consists of dead cells. Know the diagrams of the root, flower, and stem. Life of angiosperm. PowerPoint lesson on flowers, and that's page 398. 398 is a good thing for the life cycle of flowers. Anther contains the spores. Anther chambers split to release the spores. The pollen gets on the stigma. It's transferred down to ovules. The flower produces seed, and the seed germinates to create a new plant. And that's it for plants. I'm just going to let the video run out.